Thank you so much. Again, Jen Waters, and I'm the SEAL Coach Facilitator at Benicia Valley. Before I got there, the journey for SEAL for Benicia Valley began over 3 years ago, as Jen said, as part of the initiative with everyone going down there to visit. And it really came out of needing a change for our students. And SEAL has allowed us to do that by offering powerful language learning. And it's really allowed us also to connect with Ogalinas, our pre-K partners. So currently we're implementing SEAL pre-K to 3. We just started our 2nd and 3rd grades this year, and everyone that's been going through the process is really excited. So this presentation is going to kind of be a little bit about SEAL, but it's really going to be about how we have implemented SEAL and some of the strategies and ways that we're using it at Benicia Valley and how it's been so powerful for our students as well as our families, pre-K to 3rd grade. It's a huge undertaking, but as teachers are going through, they're reaping such rewards and benefits that the time that they're putting in and the effort that it takes to create these units, to learn the strategies, and to really get in there is really becoming successful with students. And we're really seeing great strides with our kids. So we're really excited. For those of you who don't know a lot about SEAL, it provides, I wish I hadn't put curriculum, but what it does is allows teachers to create aligned curriculum. It's not giving us curriculum, we're using it as a model to design curriculum. Pre-K to 3, which has allowed us to essentially talk to each other, pre-K, what are your units, and align them all the way to 3rd grade. They're all based around the standards, they're engaging, and the goal is to allow our students to become confident, skilled, motivated, and in our pre-K through 3rd grade, 2nd grade right now, we have bilingual classrooms. Our whole school is not bilingual, but we do have bilingual classrooms as well. So some of our students are on the biliteracy track and others are in our regular ed classrooms. But it really has allowed us to beef up our rigor and high level strategies while also keeping it developmentally appropriate for our students. Realia, dramatic play, you'll see through the pictures, it's just kind of re-inspired teachers to be really good teachers and moving away from rote learning to students' interest. I'm always inspired by it every single time, as teachers are. It provides amazing professional development over 2 years. So you don't just get it one day and then you're expected to go into your classroom. There's support throughout. My role is to support teachers over 2 years and continue to support them after each training that we have. So there's 6 modules that they get, and after each module, there's training, there's coaching, there's collaborative planning. So for any SEAL teacher, it's a 2-year process to really kind of go through it. So it's not just given to you and say, hey, go try that in your classroom, but you're really refining the craft as you go through. And keeping in mind Common Core standards as well as, alignment. So SEAL has 4 pillars that it's based upon, and focusing on the rich, powerful academic language, and that's really get the kids talking, creation of an affirming, enriched environment. We want the kids to come in, we want parents to come in, we want administrators to come in and really see like, oh, wow, this is an awesome unit on oceans. I really feel like I'm in the ocean. I know what you're doing all day long. So your theme is embedded everywhere in all that you're doing. Articulation across the grades, so we're able to align it as well with pre-K through 3. And we've really been developing a stronger partnerships with parents and teachers. So we're working on parent engagement. What is SEAL? Also doing some parent workshops on strategies that parents can use at home with their students that are similar to ones that they're learning within the classroom. So the next slides will be all around the 11 high leverage pedagogical practices that SEAL is based on. And so I have slides that will kind of show you what we're doing in our classrooms, the different strategies, the draw and label, the vocabulary and context, and another draw and label. These help us to develop the students' high-level academic language and literacy skills. And in the photos you can see the strategies include, you've got photos, they're using realia, as well as drawings, and not focused is experiential activities. So everything is thematic and theme-based for the students, all around academic vocabulary, getting the students talking. If they can say it, and then eventually they can transfer it to reading and writing. So really trying to do that for them. Another piece is the structured oral interaction and academic discourse. So think pair shares. We want the students to be talking more than the teachers. When you walk into a SEAL classroom, the students should be talking more than the teachers through think pair shares, chants, songs, retelling, checking in, and teachers are taught to carefully kind of craft those discussion points. What kind of high-level questioning are they asking their students, providing sentence frames and prompts for their students so that they can feel successful and scaffolded throughout the process. And, you know, I was just saying to Allie, one of our teachers, I was like, we should have had a chant for you guys. That was the one thing I was like, we should have done a chant. Everyone could have done it with us. But it really, the chants give them access to the vocabulary in a non-stressful way, in a fun way, in an engaging way. And they chant them at home, and they've got them, they remember them at the end of the year. So it's a really fun way for them to kind of get involved, and keeping it on topic as well as academic language. The next two slides are kind of connected: exposure to rich literature and high-level informational text, as well as purposeful and interactive read-alouds. What I would think is that they both build vocabulary and model rich expressive language. So our teachers are taught to carefully choose the books that they're providing for students, all based around the theme. We want our read-alouds to not just represent one culture, represent one ethnicity. We want teachers to choose a variety of texts. We don't want just narratives. We want many different types, information, and allowing our students to just really get in with the books and enjoy them and be motivated to be readers, as well as carefully choosing read-alouds. Some read-alouds are just for fun, and there's questions asked through. Some are dove into deeper. Those are dialogic read-alouds where we're really modeling strategies like think-alouds, prediction, inference, and really kind of getting in there with what good readers really do while they're reading. And, you know, as the teachers are reading aloud, you're thinking, I wonder what's going to happen next. And just kind of doing those really great things that teachers do. We all do those things. It's just really nice to be reminded that, I'm doing a good job, and those are the things that I'm doing. So basically, our goal is that they're active. Oh, that's my next one. Sorry. Here we go. Authentic writing. What we want our goal for this to be is we want students to be actively engaged in producing text. Pre-K to third, text would be in dictation. So you've got a drawing, your teacher comes around, and they're learning that their words can be applied into writing. What I'm saying can eventually be written down, and while I may not have the skills right now to do that, my teacher can help me and we can work that way. And as they go up through third grade, the scaffolds are being pulled away so that they can become their own writers. We want them to see themselves as authors. I'm an author. I can do my own writing. I can also value others' writing, but we really want them to understand that what they say can be written down. It's all about their oral academic language. If they have it orally, then they can put it onto paper. They can access it when they're reading and make those higher level connections. Also, you can see here we've got scaffolds, the teacher color-coded based upon noun, verb, adjective. We've got students that have dictation and they're doing a drawing. shared writing, where the class wrote paragraphs together. So there's many different activities and strategies for writing as well. And my most favorite one is that in all of our classrooms, pre-K to 3, we're bringing back dramatization, dramatic play, researcher center. We're bringing it back to where it really needs to be, creating an experience for students. So pre-K, we did a transportation unit. Their goal was to turn their area into a train station. Another area, we've got kids that are building, they were doing community helpers. I think this child had to go to the doctors. Planters, farmers, we've got a market in first grade, goods and services. So the kids were actually selling things to each other. I think they had made some cookies too, and they were selling those. And so, and then here's another first grade. This is the researcher center. So in first grade and up, it's a researcher center. And so they've got their lab coats and they're researching patterns in the sky. And the graphic organizers really help our kids organize the information. There are a variety of graphic organizers, all based around a language function. So each unit has a language function, and kids are taught very specific language around sequencing. They're taught very specific language for describing. And each graphic organizer can connect to those different language functions. And so it really has beefed up the purpose of graphic organizers in our classrooms. Also, we're always checking for comprehension, not just at the end of a unit with a final unit culminating project, which we do have those. Maybe it's a group work, maybe it's an activity that they have to show their knowledge. But teachers are always checking in with students to see, where are they at? What are my students getting? What are they not getting? So then that way they can, in real time, adjust their teaching. And there's also, so going through and adjusting their teaching. That brings us to collaborative practice and skills of teamwork, which they are encouraged to regularly engage in, because Common Core has really taken us into this more collaborative phase of group work and working together, as well as the workplace. You see so much more of the workplace needing people to work together to design and create. And so we're allowing our students to practice that pre-K to 3 with activities, whole class, small group, oral presentations that they have created together all around the unit that they're learning about. So basically when they walk in on that first day of the unit, they live and breathe and speak and learn that unit for the next 6 to 8 weeks. And we try to incorporate as much as we can in writing, language arts, social studies, the content is integrated all day long. Which brings me to another fun part that has inspired our teachers is bringing art back in, connecting art to the theme, and finding ways to learn about different artists or art techniques, all while connecting it to the content. And also, again, prompting more language development. And these are called living walls, and so many different media that produce these, and first grade patterns in the sky, or studying specifically about an artist. That has also been really inspiring for our teachers and students to kind of bring it back. Lastly is World in the Classroom, and basically that is providing our students with the concept of windows and mirrors. When I look out into the world, what do I see? And when I look back into myself, what do I see? Where's my place in this great big world, in terms of family, race, gender, religion, all those things? Our students come with those every single day. And in SEAL, we're valuing everything that the child brings in, but also offering them the greater picture of the world. And so you can see an activity one of our teachers did is she had all the kids look at their hands to see all the different colors that their skin was, and then they were paired up to do a same and different activity. So they had their mirror so they could look at each other and say, how are we the same? But also let's value how we're different, because it's really important that we find things that we can connect with, but also realize that I'm my own person and I'm different, and that makes me really special. So valuing where our students are coming from, but also providing them a more global perspective of the world. Because, you know, they live in their little bubble, and so it's fun to get them out. And then this piece is basically one of our most important is our family engagement, gallery walks, getting our parents to come at the end of each unit. The teachers are providing gallery walks where the parents are coming in and the child gives them a walk of the room. They're a docent, and the kids are so excited. And the teachers who were so nervous to do it are so excited that they've got parents, their room is full of parents. They couldn't believe it. I had one teacher say, I didn't expect any parents to show up. I walked in her room, she had every single parent came. It was just the kids got excited to share their unit with their families, and the families came through. And they don't always, but when they do, it's fun. And we've been going in so that if children don't have somebody to go through, our secretary goes in, Juan goes in, and we get a chance to do that. What I do want to show you is a video that we have around integrated and designated ELD that was done at Venetia Valley with our kindergarten teacher, Deirdre Wilson. And this is presented by SEAL all around basically the differences of integrated and designated ELD in a SEAL classroom.
Everyone read the word force.
Force.
Force. How much force will it take for the ball to hit the bell?
This is a kindergarten class, just 3 months into the school year, and it's their first science unit, a thematic unit that the teachers have designed around the next generation science standards of force and motion.
Read it to me. How much force will it take for the ball to hit the bell?
The whole class starts with a morning message, and the morning message sets the tone for what is it we're going to be learning about today. And that's also where kids get reminded of language they know before. We're going to be learning about force. It's foreshadowing what's coming, but it's also reminding them of that vocabulary and getting them excited about what is going to be happening in the day.
Juan Carlos, what do you know?
This classroom is a majority of English learners. It's an English-taught classroom. But there are also some native English speakers in the class. So the teacher had to really think through how to set it up so that her English learners were getting the support they needed to be able to participate in the content, participate in the class, and the support they were going to need about learning English. So what you're going to be seeing in this classroom today is some time where she's working just with her small group of English learners who are at the kind of lower intermediate levels, and then you'll see those students also in the context of the whole class lesson.
The car moved because I pushed it, and it moved away. The ball moved because I kicked it. Now what can I play? Cause and effect, cause and effect. Things move when you push or pull. Cause and effect, cause and effect. Things move when you push or pull.
In the designated ELD group, the teacher is really focusing in on language practice, understanding language, pointing out language. So it's a protected space, a protected time.
So we're looking for these 3 words. If, then, and because. And we're going to look in this song. If you see one of those words, raise your hand. Do you already see it? Okay, come show me what you know.
If.
If. Everybody say if.
If.
Kevin, what do you know?
2 if.
2 ifs, okay. I'm just going to do that one. What do you know, Betsy? Yay!
Then.
Everybody say then. How do you spell then?
T-H-E-N.
T-H-E-N.
So this is her chance to really drill how English works and to give them some practice with language.
We're going to play a little game where we are going to talk about the language for boys and girls. Remember, we made this poster talking about boys and girls? Let's see if you can remember. So when we're talking about a girl, we're going to use the word what? She or her or hers. And when we talk about boys, we use these words. He, him, and his. Let's try to remember those words when we play our game with the ball. So I'm going to roll the ball, And some of us played this a little bit on Friday, so you might remember there's a little song that goes with it. Do you remember the little song? Okay, so how about if I start with you, and you're gonna roll the ball to somebody.
It's very helpful to make it a game. It's fun for the kids, so language is developing in the context of something they're doing, something very tangible, very hands-on, and they have a good time doing.
Anderson's gonna roll the ball to one of us. He rolled the ball to him. Now roll the ball. He rolled the ball to him.
I roll a ball to her.
He rolled the ball to her. And she...
Roll the ball to him.
Nice job.
In addition to the work of pronouns and rolling the ball and looking at the chant, she also took this opportunity to give them some of the vocabulary that's going to be used in the whole group session she's doing later.
This is a red car.
Red car. Red car. Blue car.
Blue car.
Road.
Road.
Block. Block.
Block. All right, here's a new one. This is a very heavy piece of metal. It's really called a nut, but we're going to use it today as a weight. Say weight.
Wait.
We're going to use it to make the car heavier. And this, do you know what this is?
A regla.
Yes, that's right.
We can trace the numbers on the paper.
Yes, you can use it for tracing, and you can use it for measuring. Abby, you said the word in Spanish. What's it called in Spanish?
Regla.
Regla?
Regla.
Ah, okay. In English, it's called a ruler. Ruler. So this is pretty easy. I'm just going to push something, and then I'm going to say the something moved because I pushed it. And I'm using that word because again. Oh, look, I already have it written down. The something moved because I pushed it. I think I'll push the road. And then I'm going to go do this. The road moved because I pushed it. Now you can say, the road moved because...
I pushed.
Did you push it though?
Her pushed it.
Should we say the road moved because her pushed it, or the road moved because she pushed it? She.
It really took a lot of support and a lot of teacher prompting to help them with that language. But they were able to then, by the end of the lesson, really produce it. It really requires practice. It requires a level of teacher prompting. It requires a safer, smaller setting for English learners often to get into language in the way they need to. That's the real importance of that small group work.
Okay, boys and girls, we are going to try our experiments. We have been trying to, let's see, how can we get the red car to go farther than the blue car? Read it with me. How can we get...
In this whole class session, she's continuing a process she'd started clearly the day before, which is of a set of experiments testing out, if we do this, then the car will go further.
We've had lots of things work and some things that don't work. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yep, that's okay. Let's see what's worked. First one, many people had the ideas to push the red car faster. Did it work?
Yes.
Yep, in fact, we made a sentence about that. Let's see. If we push the red car harder, then the red car will go farther. Oh, I hear you. The next one was, if we tilt the ramp of the red car, then the red car will go farther.
That graphic organizer is a really important scaffold for English learners in particular because it's so visual how you're putting together your cause and effect thinking.
We haven't tried this one. Put something heavy in the blue car. So I have these little metal things called weights. Say weights.
Weights.
Now our idea was that if we put something heavy in the blue car, that the red car will go farther. So I'm going to put the weights in. And I want you to think for a minute. Which one will go farther? Will the red one go farther or the blue car? Turn to your partner and start by saying, I think the red car will go farther, or I think the blue car will go farther. And then say why. Okay, now.
The English learners in the class had already learned that word wait. They had already reviewed the words about the ramp with the blocks and everything, so they were ready to go. So they had the language, they were able to talk with their partners about it, and now they're ready to see what's going to happen. So this is that tangible, hands-on, wonderful thing about a force and motion unit done well.
Here we go.
The same way.
All right. Did we just learn something?
Yeah.
That's the really cool thing about being scientists. Most of the things scientists try, they don't work. So here's your chance to think, what other ideas do we have to make the red car go farther? Think for a minute. I see Charlene is thinking. I see Allison's really thinking. Raise your hand if you want to share an idea of how we can make the red car go farther. Stephen, what's your idea?
Mine was if we put something in the front of the blue car and the red one, nothing in the front.
So put something in front of the road? Okay, so I want you to think for a minute. If I put these here, will the red car go farther if we put something in front of the blue car? Think for a minute. And when you talk to your partner, you'll say, I think something. Okay, turn to your partner.
The Think, Pair, Share is a great strategy to use because it gives everyone in the class an opportunity to try out their thoughts, try out the language of expressing their thoughts in a very safe, small context, rather than having to raise their hand and saying it in front of their whole class. For an English learner, that's essential because it's always scary. It's always a huge risk to speak in a language you don't really know well. You ready to find out?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I hope it works. All right, first I'm going to do the red car. What did we just learn? If we, what? If we put something, then the red car will go farther. Good, let me draw that. All right. This really builds the academic and scientific mindset, which is we are about uncovering and discovering knowledge. And we try things and we learn from them and we draw conclusions from what we've done. And the important thing is the inquiring mind, the analytical task of putting that together. Let's try our fancy sentences now. We practiced these a little bit. The first one is the cool sentence. It goes like this. If I something, then something. Let me try the first one. If I push the red car, then it will go farther. The teacher did a wonderful thing of offering them 3 sentences for their final concluding sentences, and they could choose to do a cool sentence, a super sentence, or a fancy sentence. And what that does is it gives kids choice about how much risk they want to take about language, where they want to enter into the complexity of language, and then they got to practice it in front of the group. Kevin, which one do you want to try?
Orange one.
Okay, ready?
If I push the red car harder, then the red car will go farther than the blue car.
Yes, nice job. The Common Core layers language in and across everything you're learning. Language becomes the vehicle through which you learn. Language becomes something that you are learning, and it becomes the vehicle through which you express your learning. Stand up. Let's practice our song. The lesson concluded by letting the kids stand up, get out those wiggles from having sat and done such hard academic and language work, and burst into song with their song about cause and effect, which now has much deeper meaning to them. Cause and effect, things move when we push or pull. Cause and effect, things move when we push or pull. The SEAL mission is to see to it that children are developing high-level, rigorous cognitive skills, analytic skills, academic skills, and developing that language that goes with it that will give them not just success in academic realms, but the voice and the language they need really in life. Cause and effect, things move when we push or pull. Nice job.
just to kind of wrap it up, really got to see how integrated it all is. And the language function for that, if you could guess, was cause and effect. So all the language they were using was all around cause and effect. And our teachers are inspired every day. Deirdre is a fantastic teacher, and you know, it really just helps. We've planned all those units across grade level, across sites, so 3 sites planned together. It's not a singular effort, it's a group effort, which definitely lightens the load, and I really hope you enjoyed. And SEAL is fantastic for our students. It has motivated our teachers. We're seeing great results with our kids, specifically our English language learners, really be able to access the content. So, thank you.